Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, passionate enthusiasts, welcome to the intersection of excellence, where the fields of sports and business converge.
Today we embark on a journey of competition, strategy and innovation. At the outset, we were highly creative, demonstrating that nothing is impossible. We blended classical and industrial music, showcasing our creativity. As they say, in the business of sports, impossible is nothing.
Throughout our time together, we will explore the symbiotic relationship between sports and business, delving into the strategies that drive championship performances both on and off the field. Our lineup of speakers represent a diverse tapestry of expertise, from legendary athletes who have conquered the pinnacle of their sport to visionary CEOs who have reshaped the entire industry.
Today we will uncover actionable insights, visionary approaches, and groundbreaking ideas that will inspire and empower each other and every one of us to reach new heights of success.
So, welcome to the Sports and Business Conference 2024, where champions share their stories.
We strive to be different. So we thought, why not call the editor and host of Slovenia's most popular business podcast called Superpower, the host from media company Delo, Petra Kovič. She will speak with the president of the International Tennis Federation, Mr. David Haggerty, and CEO of Tenis Slovenia, Mr. Gregor Krušič.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, dear Mr. Haggerty, dear Mr. Krušič. Welcome to the live podcast on the Portorož stage called The Sport Changing the World. Maybe the whole world is listening to us, and since sport has an incredible impact on society, on the dynamics in the world, and all of us, let's be sparkling and meaningful. We have only 15 minutes, so I will start the stopwatch. Okay, now time is ticking away. So let's talk about sport, superpower, inspiration, motivation, vision, and maybe dreams. So, are we ready? Okay.
Ready.
1, 2, 3, let's start. I'm very honored and very happy to host you both. And my first question, very personal, is how are you feeling today? How are you today?
Very excited.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's such an honor to be here with the great crowd, the people that we have.
Okay.
We can change the world.
Okay, I hope so.
I would say home field, home crowd. How can I not be better?
Okay, tell me something. I really like tennis. No, I really love tennis. But I'm always in a dilemma whether I should follow the desire to win or just enjoy the game. Well, as I know, the Grand Slam winners always say, I quote, "When the fire moves from the head to the heart and tennis, like business, starts to be played with calm and passion, great results come." Do you agree with this quote, Mr. Haggerty?
Absolutely.
Really?
I think, the heart really funds and fuels what we do in life.
Okay. Krušič? Do you prefer winning or enjoying the game?
Well, as a former professional tennis player, I'm used to winning, but definitely, the passion for winning is fading, not for business.
Okay.
The passion for winning is fading more and more.
Okay. Well, as we heard and as we said, sport has its own superpower, that's for sure. And sport is definitely changing the world. We can remember the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali, the greatest, who rejected the Vietnam War and started the fight against war and racial segregation. We can also remember Olympic Games. We are during the Olympic year. So, in a short way, why do you see the sport is changing the world? What is this superpower of sports?
I think Nelson Mandela said it best. Sport unites people in a way that very little else can. Of course, I would change that to tennis, but I think sport as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do you
as
think
said,
about that?
Yeah, his words was also, sport has the power to change the world, which is also the topic of our conference. And yeah, definitely the Olympic Games are one of those platforms. We have a very good example from Pyeongchang in 2018, when South and North Korea joined their forces, which symbolized the hope for peace and reunion. I would also amplify here the Billie Jean King and the Davis Cup, which is organized by the ITF since 1900, and it definitely, joins the people together, from different backgrounds, cultures, and definitely, share their values, exchange ideas, traditions, and practice tolerance.
Yes, I think that we all agree that sport is definitely a tool to promote peace, unity, understanding between nations, but sports is us, people, and athletes, of course, also tennis players, they're having these crazy physical, mental, and emotional abilities. They can achieve great results. They're truly a role model for all of us, to society, as they prove what great results can happen with work, dedication, and talent. Mr. Krušič, what power did you have to show in front of whole Europe, whole world, that today we are sitting here in Slovenia, in Portorož, and not in any other city that competed for this event, like, for example, Olympic Paris?
Yeah, we definitely believe that the reason is that the European and world tennis leader noticed, our extraordinary development and results in recent years. Just for example, our budget increased by 8 times. We introduced digitalization approaches. We organized WTA 250, 25 World Tennis Tour tournaments, and all of that, just before, from the COVID on. So it's something extraordinary, which most probably they noticed. We also achieved 3rd place in Billie Jean King last year. We've been together in Seville, an amazing, achievement in competition as well, So I would say that because we're different and ambitious, and that's why we also organized this conference, Sports Changing the World, and for which we're very thankful to you, dear sport friends, to coming over and be with us, So basically that would be the case why we're sitting here in Portorož.
Bravo, čestitam. Okay. Are you proud?
I am.
Yes.
What he
He's
said was
really great boy, great man.
Well, it takes passion
Yes.
to be behind a sport and to grow it in a country. You don't have as many people, you don't have as many resources, but what you do with what you have is fantastic. And that's what we want to see from every country around the world. You do it well.
Thank you very much, David.
Mr. Haggerty, you are American tennis administrator and the president of the International Tennis Association. What is your superpower for running world tennis?
Well, for me, it's pretty simple.
Really?
You have to listen.
All great.
You have to listen. You have to listen to your
Is
constituents.
that so simple?
I think it is, because there's so many good ideas that I get from the nations that tell me what they think they need. I don't always agree, but I listen because there are some great ideas that come. And if you listen, I think you can make many good decisions, better decisions than on your own.
Okay, so we have to listen. I will remember that. Okay. Well, as I know, and as we all know, trends show that popularity of tennis is increasing again. There is probably some deeper reason why tennis is the most popular individual sport on the earth. Some data show, statistic says that there are as many as 1 billion tennis fans. Almost 90 million people play tennis. Why do you think tennis is so popular, especially among managers?
Well, my opinion is, that people love to play tennis because of its accessibility, social interaction, networking opportunities, you could say health benefits as well. But that deeper meaning which you're asking about is definitely, at least I would say, that mental challenge. Tennis, really requires, strategic thinking, quick decision making, and ability to stay focused in a very difficult situations. So, and this is something which is a very good exercise, even for the most demanding managers.
Could I add to that?
Yes, of course.
So, everything I do in the boardroom, I learned from the tennis court.
Really?
You think about it.
What, for example?
Well, when you're young, you have to learn some values. You have to call the ball in or out, right? So you have to start with honesty. There's transparency. You learn how to compete. You learn how to win. You learn how to lose.
Yes, that's difficult.
And those skills all transcend to the boardroom and to business.
Okay, thank you. So these are lessons you are learned by tennis. Very good, very good. But winning tennis is like a profitable business. Do you agree with that? It's just a game. But would you say that sport drives millions or vice versa, business drives sport? What do you think?
Yes, I think they both drive each other. Because you need to have business involved to help the sport, but the sport attracts the business because what it brings and fulfills to that particular business. You need both.
Mr. Krušič, where are the best opportunities in business with combination in sport?
Well, I wouldn't say that one drives the other exclusively. I'd rather say that it influences, each other in a symbiotic relationship, But it's definitely, that it's more and more obvious that the sport is gaining versus the other activities. Just to mention, let's say, technology, science, not to mention politics. And it's definite, that the companies can recognize itself in sport, invest into it, and then definitely build on their identity. And that is also our chance with the federations and national associations to, align that level of cooperation and work on that.
Okay, we have just a few minutes, so let's move to these short questions and answers, personal, about our power, motivation, dreams, vision, our internal engine. Mr. Krušič, what is your internal engine that drives you to be even better and better?
Well, I would say it's a habit, as mentioned before, from the youth when I was a professional tennis player, and definitely set high goals, which I have, to become even better.
Okay, but what is your dream? What is your purpose? What is your why?
It's definitely to help top professional players, to assist them, to reach their dreams, because I surely know how thorny the road is.
Is Slovenia too small for you? For your dreams?
You surprised me with that one. Well, I wouldn't
sorry.
say I wouldn't say that it's too small for me. I love it from the bottom of my heart,
Yes.
but I definitely feel the international floor as well.
Okay, only sky is the limit. Okay, just one question. When you said about this motivation and childhood, are the motivation for success the same as they were when you was young?
Yeah, they're actually completely the same, and that's why my beautiful wife that many times tells me, Greg, please stop talking about tennis. So yeah, I would say it's pretty much the same.
Okay. Thank you for honesty. Mr. Haggerty, David, who is your idol?
Well, I had a couple. Stan Smith, John Newcomb from a tennis perspective, Winston Churchill.
Why?
Well,
Can you quote Winston Churchill?
Oh, I probably could, but I'd misquote it. But one of the things I learned about Churchill was the way that he used food, meals, and dinners as diplomacy and ways to get across his vision. And think about it. In business, you oftentimes have meals together. Is it a business meal? Are you trying to advance your agenda? Are you trying to be friendly with people? Are you building relationships? And the answer is probably yes. So I think I saw that as something that it's a great book. It's called Dinners with Churchill.
Really?
It's worth a read.
Thank you very much. Okay, but are you a passionate fan?
I am.
For who?
Can I pick someone?
Yes.
Oh, well, I really am enjoying watching Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz now playing and competing against each other as they come up as the new generation. As an American, I look at Coco Gauff as someone who's very young and very talented. We'll see where she goes. Iga Swiatek is playing fantastic tennis. So lots of good people that I like to follow.
Do you know some Slovenian athletes?
I do. I don't see...
Doncic, Mr. Doncic.
Yeah, I do see. And I think Bedene is not here.
Bedene, I don't know.
I think
he here?
He's coming.
He's
Okay.
on his way, yeah.
Okay, so we are waiting for him. Okay, is it true that sports look different from the top than from the field?
Well, I can tell you it's a lot more complicated
Yes,
in administration sometimes than it is on the court. But I think, let's face it, we all are the same people. We get dressed, well, most of us get dressed the same way in the morning as everyone else. But I think the vantage point is quite different.
Mr. Haggerty, should Slovenia be proud that we have such an important event here on our field?
Yeah, I mean, here you're hosting the Tennis Europe AGM. It's an election year. It's very, very important. You've got 48 nations that are here that are seeing Slovenia in a different way than maybe they have before. You have many tournaments that you run as well. So I think it's great, and I really appreciate that Slovenia has stepped forward and hosted the AGM and today's conference as well. It's great to be here.
Okay, thank you very much. The last question, because time is almost up, and I'm wondering what fans expect from sport games these days. Are fans different than in the past?
Well, fans are definitely much more, they want much more, they expect much more. The offer is much broader,
Show.
so exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And they simply want more show and more of that. So I'm sure our ITF, the governing body is working at that, looking into that perspective, and as well as the other bodies, ATP, WTA. So yeah, that's definitely something what needs to be addressed in near future.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. David. Thank you, Gregor. Thank you very much. I wish you a great tennis season, a great Olympic year, and of course, great conference. Thank you, dear audience. But just one more thing. Before we go off the stage, I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Mitja Blaganje, General Secretary in Ministry of the Economy, Tourism and Sport. Welcome on the stage.
Dear Mr. Haggerty, dear President Krušič, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to be able to welcome you on behalf of the Ministry of Economy, Tourism and Sport. I welcome you to Green Slovenia, the only country in the world that has the word love in its name. And in a country where sport is a way of life, which is confirmed by the Olympic statistics of medal won per capita. I hope that during this important event, you will find some time to see our beautiful green homeland and maybe try some of the outdoor sports for which we are famous. I convey to you the greetings of Mr. Matjaž Han, the minister, who, like you, is aware of how sport and the business are connected and what positive effects they can have on each other. There is a saying, almost a proverb in the Western world. There is no better business than show business, except sport business. Sport is more and more getting a global economic and financial driver. Even the Gulf states are becoming, in the last decade, fully aware of the potential of sport and physical activity at global level. The proof for that are major sporting events. Let's say World Championship in handball in Qatar in 2015, Football World Cup in 2020, also in Qatar, and Asian Winter Games to be held in Saudi Arabia in 2029. But also in Slovenia, the Slovenian Upper Sava region, which we call Gorenska, is an example of an area which gives substantial support to winter sports with sports and sport-related industry, skis, alpine and jumping, ski boots, technical equipment for skiing, and so on. A substantial revenue is provided by sport through games of chance, lotteries, and online gambling. But sport is not only business. Sport is also about the values. Mario Pescante, EOC president during Italian EU presidency in 2004, said, "Sport does not know any colors, does not smell, and does not have any taste." Indeed, the basic or grassroots level sport is conceived on the human rights of association of getting together and to establish an association or club based on amateur principles of values such as respect, friendship, equality of all kind, open competitions, respect of sporting rules, no discrimination whatsoever, safety and security of all participants in competition and sporting events. These principles are core elements of European model of sport, successfully defended in the resolution by the Slovenian presidency to European Union in 2021. By delivering these values, sport represents significant resources for improving not only sport itself, but also the entire societies around it. Sport does not need big words. It needs systematic support measures. If you allow me, I would like to quickly present to you what we at the Ministry of Economy, Tourism and Sport have done for sports in the last year. We changed the act on Blaganje Awards, which are our most important state's awards for athletes. With the amendment to the law, Blaganje Awards are automatically awarded to all medal winners at major competitions like Olympic Games, Paralympic Games, Deaf Olympics, and Chess Olympiads. In this way, we give greater equality and importance to all athletes. We adopted the rule book on amendments and supplements to the rule book on co-financing the implementation of the annual sport program at the state level. And in 2023 and 2024, we have allocated more funds to sport than in previous years. Actually, the most funds to sport was allocated in the whole existence of the Republic of Slovenia. In 2023, more than 43 million euros will be allocated for annual sport programs. We are also supporting 2 European Social Fund programs. The first one is a project of the Slovenian Olympic Committee, which aims to increase the proportion of physically active in Slovenia. Grant amount is almost 4.5 million euro. The second one is a joint program of Sport Federation for the Disabled of Slovenia, Slovenia Paralympic Committee, and the Olympic Committee of Slovenia, which aim to improve conditions for the overall development of sport for people with disabilities. Grant amount is more than 5 million euro. In next month, we will publish a new 2-year public call for co-funding investments in sport infrastructure in the value of more than 22 million euros. We have published a call for proposal for co-financing of salaries of professionally qualified staff employed by national sports federations and implementing programs aimed mainly at the sport education of children and youth, focused on quality and top-level sport, individual and collective sports, with sport events in the sport or disciplines of the program of the next winter or summer Olympic Games. The total value of the 4-year funding is 9 million euro. Finally, I would like to wish you interesting discussion, new knowledge and acquaintances, as well as a successful Tennis Europe electoral assembly. As an enthusiastic tennis player, I'm eagerly awaiting the results. And if you allow me to finish with the words of legendary Andre Agassi, tennis uses the language of life. Advantage, service, fault, break, love. The basic elements of tennis are those of everyday existence, because every match is a life in miniature. What more is there to say? Thank you very much. Welcome to Slovenia.